Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Momentous Inspiration, a Raleigh-based video recap for Guild Ball. Tonight we have round 3 of the Raleigh Warm-Up. It's tonight. I am your host Lon with my special guest,
Chris Schlegel.
and Chris. You're becoming a little bit of a regular here with us.
Yep, joining in back to back, round 3 and 4. Don't know the
Boom.
order that he's putting them out in.
We do not. And we had to kick Brian to the curb because this is his game, and you're not allowed to commentate your own game. So we have to
Yeah, that's against the rules.
you gotta keep it fair and balanced here. But we're gonna go ahead and jump on into it. So if you're ready, Chris, I'm gonna push play in 3, 2, 1. So this one might be a little longer tonight. It's at 2 times speed instead of 4 times speed, but we are gonna just let you know we got pluck game plan cards for Brian, lone striker. Go for the knees, keep the ball moving, won't touch the hair, and kick them while they're down.
And for Pete, we have seize the initiative, stick to the plan, back in the game, wing back, get back in there, and full back.
And Brian has elected to receive. Pete chose the side that he is on, and they swapped the terrain a little bit.
Yep. So for our draft, Pete's got shaft, digger, of course, fisher, mule, spade, and salvo.
And Brian went with thresher, peck, windle, plowman, bushel, and millstone.
So here we have Pete kicking off using
Looks like
shaft, I believe.
spade. I think it's spade.
Okay.
Just processing that kickoff from top to bottom for Pete. I think it's spade, digger, shaft, fissure, mule.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. So kicking off with shaft or spade. Bleh.
Yep. And Brian, top to bottom, is peck, bushel, thresher, millstone is behind, and then plowman and windle. For our allocation, Brian is looking at 1 for peck, 2 for bushel, 1 for millstone, 1 for plowman, and 5 for thresher.
And then clocks it over. Hits Pete. Goes 3 to salvo, 4 to spade, and 6 to shaft.
So loading everything up.
Yeah, big load on the strikers.
So it looks like Bushel is just gonna sprint and get that ball. She's gonna pass it back to Millstone and hit it and just bank the momentum.
Yep. So Pete, he likes to go with Fisher. You're coming with me, shaft. Brings him up there, and clock moves over there.
And just got the chicken moving around here. Gonna put a cocksure up on Thresher.
Yep. Standard turn 1 stuff, just setting
Yep.
up the board. Mule jogging up.
And just for anyone that's watching these series for the first time, this mat is really nice because each one of those horizontal lines is 2 inches in width. So it's really nice and easy to see where things are.
Yeah.
So now we've got Plowman. He's just going to throw up a little bit of broken earth.
Yep.
And he's going to put down his harvest token too.
So just a simple digger jog.
Yep. A little bit, just jockeying for position on this first turn here, as you will. So what do you think about this matchup? Have you had a chance to play the farmer matchup yet?
Yeah, I've actually played it a number of times, primarily versus my brother and myself.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it favors miners just mostly because you've got farmers' defensive stats. They're not particularly good at protecting the ball.
Right.
So here we have Salvo. He shoots a deadbolt at Wendell. swift strike to dodge up, and then passes on.
All right. And I didn't mention that Wendell jogged, but Wendell
I
jogged.
mean, yeah.
He did a thing. And so now we got Millstone passing to Thresher, who's just going to take a dodge up to that cover. And we'll see if she moves a little bit as well. Imagine she might
Yep,
go a little bit. Nope.
just a little. He picked her up and moved her
Picked
just
her
a
just a
touch.
bump. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like too
Staying back
critical.
there in that good old farmer prison for now.
Yep.
So the ball's on Thresher at the moment.
Yep.
And you'll notice, Chris, they're using that very nice bucket ball.
Gotta love the bucket ball.
Did you get your bucket ball painted up?
Not yet. I've
Oh
got
man.
both of them sitting around, ready to go. So here we have Shaft. He does his secret tunnel, staring down the board more or less for a second, trying to come up with the optimal route to
Oh yeah.
grab that ball and get what he needs to do, or do some damage, one or the
Yeah.
other.
I haven't played as miners yet, but I would imagine it's very much like a shark game where you really have to kind of consider your angles
Yeah.
pretty tight.
So he throws out a lodestone on Millstone, pushes the team in towards Millstone. So that causes everybody to suffer a 2-inch push directly
Hmm.
towards Millstone in the order he chooses, of course, distance he chooses.
Right. So it looks like maybe Thresher was out of the range of it.
Well, if he was aiming to be within 4 of Thresher,
Hmm.
then Thresher would be in the range. He might have just elected not to. I'm
Right.
not sure.
Yeah.
Um, so charges Thresher. He poises for counter, gets the tackle push, gets countered and knocked down. The ball scatters, and this is where Shaft's major weakness lies. He gets knocked down very easily, and he has no way of picking up the ball after he's moved.
Hmm.
He has no playbook dodges or none of that stuff.
So I wonder why he didn't just go for the 2 each and then do the tackle dodge. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to shoot. At least get it back to Spade, right? Just ignore it, make it so he can't even get counterattacked. Isn't that the whole point of the tackle dodge?
Sorta, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what Pete was thinking there.
So he gets some 2 damage, momentous push, 3 momentum, and clocks it over.
So now we
I
got
think
Thresh.
largely there you want to go for hitting just about anything else.
Right.
Um, he probably wanted that distance so that he could do something besides pass it over to
Hmm.
besides passing it to the Spade, because I'm pretty sure that Thresher could then
Yeah. Go up to
maybe,
Spade. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe not if you dodge her back though. So Thresher takes an attack on your boy Shaft there, and he does a 1 inch dodge. He gets counterattacked. Looks like it was just 1 damage, and then he's gonna hit him with knockdown push, and then he's gonna
Knockdown
also
dodge.
knockdown dodge rather, and then he's just gonna keep rolling damage on him.
Yep.
This will probably be a bunch of attacks here. But yeah, I mean, tackle dodge, all shafts, and get backwards, and then see if you can hit that ball
Well,
with
it's a
a
tackle
spade.
push, so
Oh, right. So maybe he didn't have enough distance. I don't know. I would have tried it. Get the ball live. So he's gonna do just a bunch of damage here. He's gonna try to get a little closer to that ball. Picks it up, drops it to Bushel. he ended up getting 3 momentum from attacks. So now he comes back and just makes sure to engage shaft again. And that's it.
So he goes up with spade. Secret tunnel there. Measures out a charge distance.
So it looks like she might not be able to get there unless she dodges herself again. Or
She can
places,
use
excuse
the
me.
diggy hole.
Yeah. And Bushell's close control, if memory serves.
Also, he yeah, Bushel has close control, but
And she's def 5. And
yeah,
Spade's going to be engaged here, too.
yeah. So spade charges Thresher here, rather
Okay.
than Bushel.
Gotcha.
Thresher counters, of course. She gets the momentous push dodge out of engagement.
She going to dig a hole.
And uses controlled explosion to bring Thresher back in. Swings and a miss.
Aw.
So total 1 momentum. Pete's up on 1 momentum here.
All right. So I'm just going to pause the clock real quick. I'm at 26:20. How about you?
26-24.
All right. Let me just run it out a little bit. And so, real quick, Chris, just we won't go too much into it, but what do you think of Pete's opener there as the minor player?
Uh, I think he worked with what he could get. Probably, I wouldn't have gotten that. I would have elected not to get the tackle there if possible. Not sure what he rolled. Um, but if it was like in this instance, if Thresher had his scything march up and had his 3-inch melee, unless Shaft got the tackle double push, he
Hmm.
wouldn't have been able to disengage from Thresher and not suffer the knockdown.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have saved the lodestone because that's one of his. That's really his only tool after movement to try and get the ball from a knockdown position.
I gotcha.
I think he would have wanted to go for the 1 damage and push or something to get momentum to stand back up and then tackle the ball off a Thresher to get the ball alive.
I think Brian's doing pretty good right now. It looks like he's in a pretty reasonable position. I mean, he's got 2 minor targets that he's going to be able to start fighting. They are going to be able to slip away, but at least Thresher can get in there with that 3-inch reach, and he sure has a bunch of people right around it. So I would not be surprised to start seeing some takeouts from the farmers.
Yep.
All right, let's start up the second turn. And 3, 2, 1.
So they play out their cards. Pete's got sees the initiative and goes first.
Looks like Brian's got Lone Striker. So they
So
both
they
played their
both
7.
went all
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
towards, and really winning initiative turn 2 is super important. Pete dodges Shaft 4 inches.
Looks like Brian's just thinking about what he's going to do. I wouldn't be super surprised, honestly, to see him dodge Bushel away. Just to make it a little bit harder for him. If he pulls it back towards the bottom of your screen, it's, oh, never mind. Okay.
Well, at the same time, if he'd moved Bushel, um, Pete could always re-engage
He
just using
could, but
Secret Tunnel alone.
yeah, I guess that's true. But then he's dealing with a lot of crowds, I suppose. So I don't know. That was my thinking. So at least make him work for it.
So Pete goes 5 to Shaft, 3 to Mule, 3 to Fisher, and 2 to Salvo.
Brian's going to pull off 1 harvest marker and go 2 bushel, 1 windle, 5 thresher, 2 plowman.
And then proceed to walk away from the table for a moment.
Guess nature calls or something. Either that or there's a problem with the video.
eh, grab his drink, looks like. So Pete goes Shaft, Secret Tunnel.
Looks like he's
Goes,
going to try
does
to
this.
slam one in here.
Yep, he's just doing that thing, as you're familiar with Shark and all those other goal teams, where you're measuring out all these optimal angles.
Mm-hmm.
Those things,
They
they're
take
they're the
time.
they're fast teams, but they can surprise you with how long you can end up taking playing
Oh yeah,
fast.
on the clock. Yep. That's why I say
So
you got to win by turn 3, or
he
you
goes
lose.
up, legendaries himself and Spade, gets the 2 damage tackle push on Bushel, miss, playbook, gets off the playbook a lodestone on Wendell, Millstone, and Peck, because he's,
So wait, did Bushel
it,
have the
it,
ball there?
I believe Bushel did have the ball.
So I wonder, did they forget about the close control? My notes only say that there was one tackle.
Oh no, it says 2 tackle push on Bushel,
Oh,
so I
so
guess
he
he did
did
it
it
twice.
twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
And so they bring people in towards Wendell, goes for the goal, makes it, and then,
Slam it in, baby.
yep,
Run the length. Run the length towards the goal. It's probably no use. He's thinking about it. He did it.
yep. He runs the length and sits him at 0 momentum.
All right. So what are we gonna do here, Brian? Look like he scatters that ball way down there towards the bottom of your screen. Looks like it. Oh wait.
Nope, that's not
Okay.
placement.
Never mind. He's he's putting it just above the line there. He's thinking, where are you gonna throw? There we go.
And looks like it scatters
Sure, just
behind
above chicken.
his goal line, so
Yeah.
he'll have to get it back over the line immediately in
Hmm.
order to be able to get momentum.
So it looks like he's gonna just use Millstone here to go get that ball.
Yep.
Bring it back up above. He's thinking about exactly how he wants to do that. That's a rough break too, because he was, I think he was a little bit ready to go with Thresher. Probably try to just kill Spade.
Right.
Looks like Spade might have an opportunity to weasel her way out of that situation. So yeah, Millstone just goes and gets the ball and brings it back over the line.
So then Spade runs away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now it seems like you fall back and try to kill Shaft, I guess. I don't know if I really am super excited about like running up to Mule.
Yeah, I wouldn't aim at Mule in that case. Shaft is fairly killable, but going there could be a positional challenge,
Yeah.
Like,
You don't like to
and
play in your own
plus
backfield?
Wendell's kind of got it covered.
Yeah. So what we gonna see here from these farmers? Looks like we got some measuring going on. So it's Plowman, and he just put down his harvest marker, and he's just gonna take a little jog over to Shaft, I'm sure, just to
Yep.
engage, get the
Ugh.
crowd out there for old Wendell there. Old Wendell, go old Plowman. Wonder what that farmer win rate's looking like right now. Should be doing pretty good. Haven't checked in on it in a minute.
I haven't checked any of them in a minute. So he swings on Shaft and gets the knockdown
Oh,
and
very
a
nice.
push, both of which are momentous.
Trying to pull him out of that cover as best he can there.
Yep. Got Fisher going. Secret tunnel. Looks like she sprints up, attacks Wendell.
Get up in his grill. Bigs on bigs. So it looks like farmers are sitting at a 53% right
3 inches worth of pushes on him. 1 damage and sinkhole. And 3 momentum total is gained from Fisher's activation there.
Good deal. It's a pretty good activation for old Fisher. So yeah, I was looking at it here, and as of the date of this recording, Thresher's sitting at a 55.8%. So he's doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah, as can be expected, really.
Yeah.
You can always give Thresher 5 influence and go to town.
Oh yeah. So it looks like Bushel is just gonna go over there a little bit down and stand up Wendell, and she is passing to Wendell to dodge 4.
Yep, get him back into the ability to threaten
Yep.
Shaft.
She cabbage punts a pass back,
Banks some momentum.
and it looks like she's gonna pass again to Thresher. So nicely using that ball to mobilize. That's like an order play right there. What happened?
Yep. I always love I'm open for that.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but you can get that ball moving as a positional tool.
So guess which captain is right above Thresher in win percentage?
Probably Shaft.
Ferris. 55.9% with Ferris on the horse. So what you got here? You got Mule going.
Yep.
That big old
Mill's
fat
gonna
50.
teleport up there and charge Wendell. He defensive stance, bringing him to a whopping 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a momentous lockdown, and then a momentous throw.
Throw him, baby. Throw him right there back to the tank. Come on, Pete. Get that big boy out of there.
Yep.
All right.
Pete's doing his best to make sure that Wendell
Minimize.
activation doesn't pop off.
Yeah. I bet we see another pass to him, though. Maybe not. We'll see. So Thresher's going to go jog. It's going to buy an attack on your boy Shaft. So here he's going to hit
Looks like
the
he was measuring for Mule.
Mule. Oh, he's
Yep.
going for Mule.
Knocks him
Okay.
down. Dodge.
Knockdown dodge on Mule. Okay.
Yep. That frees up Wendell a little bit here.
Yeah. And then looks like he's going to keep attacking Mule here for now. What's going on with the ball? So he's dropped the
Looks
ball
like
to
he just
Bushel.
dropped it all.
Yeah.
Yep. On his way over. Or even afterwards.
So we're doing attacks to. Looks like he's just doing a little bit of damage to Mule. He's probably gonna keep
Yep.
doing
So
that.
it's 10 total damage to Mule. Then
At some point he hits him with a "They ain't tough."
yep, so he's down to a 2-1.
Yep. Mule's still a big boy though. Got a bunch of health boxes, tough hide, reanimate. It's a whole lot of fat
The
shooter.
farmers are one of those teams that can really take out Mule.
I can get him.
Yeah. You just have to make sure you do it on the right timing of it all.
Right.
So Diggy, he goes, clears Mule's knockdown.
So yeah, I am wondering a little bit why he didn't because he stood Wendell up. He could have spent one of those momentum or one of those influence just to try to pass and get Wendell out of there, maybe.
Yeah, he probably could have.
And then he probably could have gone in the shaft. But I mean, say Levy is what it is.
Yep, yep. I mean, he would have still had to.
Hit
It's
the
not the worst
pass.
thing in the world, but he has to hit the pass,
Yeah,
which,
the test TN5, and he's
yeah.
engaged by shaft, so he's down on die.
Well,
So,
no, because Shaft is knocked down, so you're good there.
oh, okay.
Yep.
So what we got going here
Wendell, he swung some damage on
on the mule there?
Mule.
Oh, so he counterattacked and he
Mule
threw him.
throws him out, and then Salvo goes up and deadbolts Bushel. Millstone takes the knockdown because that's how she do.
Mm-hmm.
Throws a flurry onto Thresher, which is like a completely illegal move,
Wait, what?
considering he doesn't have it. Yeah, they
What
like
happened here?
yeah, okay, so he throws Salvo throws a flurry
Good.
on Thresher, yeah, and he doesn't have
Okay.
that any longer. So Rally's all about that playing the wrong season cards, like Bill running the
Okay, I'll have you know.
Fangtooth with tackle
Yeah,
on two.
I'll have you know that none of the Raleigh people did that. Though. Those were all counters. So, way to go, Pete.
Rally invites it.
So he kills his own shaft. Is that what he's doing?
Yes,
Okay, sure.
get him out of that prison.
Yeah. Reset him. 20-something inch reposition, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
I mean,
the legal character
it's
play.
far. Yeah, I mean, when you gotta cheat, you gotta cheat right. You
No,
know.
I know Pete. He wouldn't do that kind of thing on purpose. So anybody who
No,
knows
he
Pete
wouldn't.
knows that.
Yeah, Pete's a good guy.
Yeah, that is really funny though. I'm gonna definitely give him a hard time about that next time I see him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a similar situation.
Right.
I tried to roll 4 dice with Spade against John Stokes in our last game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh no, her kick's a 3, so we re-rolled it and
Yeah.
still made it. But
Yeah. Yeah. You
all
gotta
right,
roll.
round 3, kick them while they're
All
down, and
right. So let's pause it real quick at 56:01.
yep.
All right. So what do we think's going on here? So I think it was a little bit of a rough turn for Brian, to be honest. Um, I don't think he got quite as much accomplished as he wanted to, and now Mule's up there, and the ball is not really super secure. What do you think?
Um, yeah, that's not the greatest right now. Um, I mean, on the bright side, he does. The legendary has been popped for Shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so clearing out the legendaries are excellent, but the ball's not particularly safe
Yeah.
over there. I mean, Bushel has it, but she doesn't. Besides the close control
Yeah.
and being covered, you know, I think he could always
Yeah.
possibly get around it using Spade,
Right.
something like that, or even just Mule and brute forcing it off of her.
Throwing her out of the
Yeah,
cover or knocking her down. But yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
but it seems pretty even.
So we've got looks like we got Brian plays kick 'em while they're down.
Yep, and Pete plays back in the game.
Cool. So let's see here. Looks like Brian has already allocated. He pulled up both his farmers harvest markers. He gave Thresher 5, Bushel 2, Wendell 1, Plowman 2, and Peck 1.
Yep, and Pete's bringing on Shaft back onto the board right now. We good to hit play?
Yep. So let's make sure we're synced up here real quick. I'm at 56, 54.
Oh,
I was playing that
well.
whole time. Sorry.
Okay, we're good.
All right, ready? Three, two,
Yep.
one. All right, so we got Brian coming in. Thresher throwing an attack on the mule, hitting a momentous 2, and then whiffing an attack. Then he's gonna hit a knockdown, so that's a little bit easier for him. And then he's gonna hit the non-momentous 3. They ain't tough. Make it a little easier for him again. And then this one ends up whiffing, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's rough.
So he
He nets.
legendaries
Yeah. Uses the ain't tough on
on
Fisher.
Fissure. Yep. So he didn't end up killing Mule.
Right. He just triggered reanimate. He had a good chance of killing him using the with his last attacks.
So I wonder if the legendary was like a desperation thing there. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. This,
So Pete has
yeah,
4 on Fisher, 4 on Spade, 2 on Salvo, and 4 on Shaft. A nice spread to, threaten the
yeah,
ball.
a lot of good options.
Goes with Fisher, brings Salvo with her. Smacks Wendell to get himself a sinkhole,
Oh, gets him in the sinkhole.
which brings in Wendell and Thresher. Clumps them up
Yep.
nice and good, and then teleports out of there.
Right. So he's gonna do a
So he
grind.
goes up, grinding knockdown, bushel. Millstone soaks it and also knocks down Plowman. Then burns close control on Bushel getting the tackle.
Yeah. All close control. I played an engineer player this week who dropped 4 close control models against me, Chris. I didn't think that was very nice.
That's miserable.
Hey, I took it pretty handily actually. Thankfully, fish have a lot of good tools to not care about close control too much.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
Plowman
Plowman's
goes.
activating, and he takes 2 momentum with a knockdown and a push on Fissure here. It's getting a little late.
Yep. So 11:50 currently here on the Eastern Time.
Oh yeah, we're getting there though.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at? Just putting our harvest marker down. Yep.
So Pete's measuring up for Spade. There's her secret tunnel. There's her sprint. And there is a diggy hole. Measures it up, gets those, trying to get those optimal
Mm-hmm.
distances in.
See if she strikes
So,
gold. There's gold in them hills.
so the rough part about this placement is, looks like he'd be crowded out twice over
Yeah.
to counteract the gang up once.
Right.
So total down 1 die unless he bonus times.
Yeah, Brian's got a couple of rough breaks here, but at least he is doing a reasonable job with keeping that ball on bushel right in the middle of all the farmers.
Yeah, and it looks like she might even have cover.
Hmm. It's
Mm,
pretty.
no, she's a
It's
bit
pretty
far.
close, but
Yeah.
probably not.
So he doesn't go with spade just yet. He goes up with mule, gets the extra crowd out to try and make those dice a little more in his favor.
Hmm. Here come Wendell. So he's going to end up doing 10 damage and a non-momentous knockdown on Salvo.
And he forgot about kick 'em while they're down.
Wah, wah.
It's one of the real issues I find with the game plans
Just
is
forgetting
when
him.
you have them, you have your game plan set in the early turn,
Hmm.
and by the time you're allowed to do anything,
Right. You can. It's out of sight, out of
you
mind.
forget
Yeah.
all about it.
Yeah. I
I
actually.
always like eat a token every time I play midfield general, just so I remember the one movement.
Right. Exactly.
So now we're measuring that spade activation out again.
See if we can get there this time.
Yep.
Now that we got at least a crowd. Yeah.
We know we can get there.
Yeah.
We're just
You know how we're gonna
now
do
we've
it.
got some more favorable dice.
Right.
So he's going to swing on
And
her, bonus timing it back up to straight
yep.
dice. Gets the tackle and then gets the shot down 2 dice after
Man,
presumably bonus timing it.
it's a rough shot through all that and garbage.
Hey, 2 dice is 2
Hey,
dice, man.
yeah, that's right.
5%er. Make it more often than you don't.
Mm-hmm. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. So that puts Brian on the back foot a little bit. He's down 4-8. So he's killed. Who has he killed again? He killed
Shaft?
Shaft. Well, because of the flurry, quote unquote, killed Shaft. And then
Yeah.
he also took out. Did he take out Salvo? Who else did he kill?
He hasn't taken out anyone just yet. I don't think.
Oh, the sheet says four to
Maybe.
eight.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
Um,
Maybe he's about
but
to
I'm
kill
not seeing
Salvo.
another
Yeah.
takeout. Yeah, he's probably. It's the problem with writing up your own
Right.
games. You'll like misremember like small
Right.
details, like just when you kill somebody.
It's all good.
Yep.
So we are of the opinion it is 2-8. Brian can feel free to insert his own voice in if that's wrong.
So
So what do we got rolling here? Bushel standing up Millstone. She's hitting 3 inches of dodge off something, probably mule.
yeah,
She's gonna try to walk over to Salvo here in a second. We're looking at some measurements, making sure we can weave in and out of these tight spots here.
yeah, that's It looks tighter than
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, because there you got plenty
Hmm.
for a 6 inches of movement. Goes up to Salvo. Don't take much to finish
Right.
him off.
So this is probably where the 2 points are coming from. So it looks like he's going to hit a non-momentous 3 with a double dodge. She's thinking about it.
And then once again forgets the
That's okay.
kick them while they're down.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day when
So
I was playing a game and rolled my snapshot with Fathom, 2 dice snapshot, and forgot that I had played Keep the Ball Moving. And I actually missed the snapshot, but then I remembered that I played Keep the ball moving. So I was like, I'm taking my extra dice, and I ended up getting it.
Yep. So we just had a simple little diggy activating.
Old digger. So it looks like now we're gonna have Shaft do some stuff here.
Yep.
Ah, I see. Just doing a little thinking here. Look at those intense beard strokes from Pete. Charleston's finest. So the clocks are pretty even, I think, right now. They're at about 10 minutes each, so no real advantage on either one of those. So we're just looking at all the different directions he can go. He's got a lot of options available. Ball is up there right to the right of that forest on the middle of the line. So no real minor over there to speak of to get that one.
Nah, Salvo's got
If
that.
Salvo lives. Let's see.
I mean, he's only really got
Mm-hmm.
Millstone left
Right.
to activate.
I thought we were thinking that
So
Bushel killed him. We still, I guess not. I guess he's
nope,
still there.
he's
All
still
right.
standing.
Old Salvo, making his last stand.
The show notes are real excited to have
Yeah.
him killed, but he's not
Right.
killed yet. I make that mistake a lot in tournaments. I'll get too excited to kill something and I'll count it dead way before it's dead, and then
Yeah.
I'll not realize I'm not at the points
Right.
I think I'm at.
It turns out your points matter in Guild Ball.
Yep. So we're going in a lodestone here with Shaft. Brings a Thresher, dragging Windle in, Plowman, and old Diggy.
Getting them all up in there.
Yep. Brings in Fish or two just for,
Right.
why not?
Just for good measure. Get that tank in there. So we got Millstone just bumping some dudes.
And then Salvo.
All right.
Doing the Salvo things.
So he's only engaged by Bushel right now, and I do not remember. Does Bushel have a knockdown?
He gets the.
She does not.
No, she does not. But I believe he might be engaged by
Okay.
Windle.
So he's still gonna.
Because I don't think Windle's knocked down. So he
Mm-hmm.
tether balls, and then passes it over to Shaft.
Yeah, that's a pretty lengthy pass there to be double engaged.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just go for like a
Yeah.
gold there, just because
Might as well.
you know.
Might as well try it out.
Yeah, you're already there. He might not have
Right.
had a range though. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks pretty much the
So
same
he
to me.
misses the pass.
Looks farther to Shaft than it does to the goal from where I'm looking. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't have any momentum. I don't. That's
Brian is up on momentum
yeah.
by quite a bit.
So he misses that pass to Shaft, and then let's go ahead and take a pause here at 24:52.
Yep.
All right. So what are we thinking here? So we got the Miners up. What we believe is 8-2. Looks like they're in a pretty commanding position. That ball is live right now. I guess the only thing Brian's really got going for him is being up on momentum by about 5. So what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was more or less he was passing the shaft so that he'd have a more secure aim at the goal
Mm-hmm.
to win. Because had he missed,
Scatters back
if the
there,
scatter
yeah.
went bad, maybe he could have killed somebody and then pick up the ball and then got it
Hmm.
somewhere annoying.
And it's pretty crowded right in front
Maybe
of that
not.
goal right there. So, I mean, that's what
Yeah,
places are for, though, I suppose. They go underground, but
yeah,
still. So, all right. Well, go ahead and roll into round four. We are going to have Brian select go for the knees, and he's going to put that on Wendell. And we aren't 100% sure what Pete took here. But we do know that Brian is going first.
yep.
And we are going to see 5 influence on Thresher, 2 on Plowman, 1 on Bushel, 1 on Wendell, and 1 on Millstone.
And then we got 6 on Shaft, 2 to Fisher, 4 to Spade, and 1 to Mule question mark. Looks like 1 to Mule.
All right, let's see this Thresher show. So he's got a lot of stuff around him. As you can probably trying to hit tank a little bit, I guess. Oh no, he's engaging Salvo because of the 3-inch. So he is going to do 4 damage on Salvo, which is going to kill him. Finally kills him.
Yep.
And he's going to sprint towards the ball. Looks like he just barely has a gap to fit through the obstruction there. So, yep, he can get through just barely. He's going to pick up that ball and punt it. Where are you punting it? Oh, he's going to punt it back towards the minor zone. Yep. Makes
Yep.
sense. I think I might have gone a little bit to the side, but because you don't want it to intercept shaft on a crazy scatter.
Right. Because you get that 50-50. It
Yeah,
goes to the
like
right,
that's actually kind of dangerous right there. It doesn't look like it's going through him, but I would have still checked it. Yep, looks like Pete's going to. Just barely no. And he's going to take a 1 attack on shaft. He's going to hit the knockdown push on shaft, or dodge, excuse me. Nice and safe in that cover.
Yep. So that's always a fun way to
Yep.
kill the ball is throwing it back at the overextended
Yep.
ball
So
team.
whenever I'm trying to help somebody learn how to play a goal scoring team, I always try to let them know that you got to keep at least one person back there, even if it's just a mascot,
Right.
to prevent this exact scenario.
Ball teams. I love ball teams just for the fact that you can basically set up a Venn diagram of ball threats and see how much of the
Yep.
pitch you can
That's
cover.
exactly what you do.
So we got a secret tunnel over there. Looks to do a lodestone to push himself off of
Mm-hmm.
Thresher so that he can sprint up there. Then he just kicks it out to open space,
Get it
trying to get it
live.
close to
Yep.
Spade as possible.
Let's see where it ends up here.
And way out in the corner.
Oh, you'd hate to see that. Rough. Spade could probably get it. So maybe Spade like gets it and then just sits on it, or gets it and goes to that ice that's on the edge there, or something like that.
You can always sit on it, farm momentum, and
Right,
then just try and go
right.
next
That's
turn.
what I'm thinking. So we got Plowman.
Clock's
Yep.
getting low
So
though.
we got 2 minutes on Pete, 5 minutes on Brian. So Plowman's going here. He's gonna do two momentum, and he's getting a knockdown and a push on Mule. Knockdown on Mule and a push on Spade. Looks like.
Yeah, 2
Right.
total momentum
Ah,
from a
yeah.
knockdown mule push on Spade. And we got Fisher going. She places, forfeits her movement to stand up. You're coming with me, Mule. Brings him over there.
That's so nuts that you're coming with me, a big giant 50 millimeter model like that.
Swings on Plowman and misses, then sinkholes away, and for a total of 1 momentum.
It's kind of crowded near that those barrels there.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna have Millstone activate. She's gonna put down her marker. She's gonna walk over to Spade. Let's get a little casual forward eye hit on her. Oh nope, she's got some friends, but she still missed.
Mule goes over there.
Spreading out a little bit now. Chicken jog.
Yep.
Yeah,
Chicken
baby.
jog. So during the spade activation, he's going to be
He's
clocking
got
out
30
here.
seconds, and then he'll be on bonus time.
Yep. Swings on Plowman twice in the bonus time.
Where
The
is she
counterattack
going?
misses twice. I think he's just gaining momentum here.
Well, he's on bonus time.
And then getting into tap in range
For a
of
snapshot or something. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Destroys a harvest marker. 5 to 8
Bushel just walks
miners.
right up and smacks 2 damage.
Mole crowds out Thresher a little bit here.
Here comes Wendell.
Goes up 6 to 8.
Oh, Wendell. 7 damage. We're going to get 7 total damage and 2 momentum on Spade. And Brian is going to win the race by just a little bit. So I think
Yep.
I think it's turn now. So let's pause it. I am at 37:59.
Yeah, I'm
So
basically
it's
there
coming down
anyway.
to the end here, Chris. It looks like farmers are, maybe if they can keep that ball dead, if they might be able to burn him out on
Yeah,
clock.
just play the clock.
Yeah, it's pretty far back there. I mean, who's over there? The tank or mule rather? Shaft.
Mule's over there,
Shaft can.
but Salvo's dead, so
Salvo's dead. So miners have.
he's coming back
Oh yeah.
on through that
Yep. He
fast
sure
ground.
is.
He can snag that
Yep.
ball,
I
no
wonder if he
problem.
has enough range to score. Let's see how it goes.
It's not too
Yeah.
hard for him, but yeah.
All right. Let's see it.
Okay,
Yep.
ready to start?
So Brian is going to end up playing Won't Touch the Hair. Let's see what we got going from Pete.
And Pete hits get back in there.
So is he going to go even faster?
Yeah, that would be I believe that's the one where Salvo will be coming in with +2 movement for the whole turn.
All right. So we're going to end up with 5 influence on Thresher, 1 on Wendell, 2 on Plowman, 1 on Millstone, and 1 on Bushel. And it looks like we're finagling the clock a little.
Yep. So.
And I don't believe Brian is on his bonus time, but I think he is down to about, what does that say, 3 minutes? Or is that 7 minutes?
That looks like a
Okay.
1 minute to me, because he was on 2 earlier. Yeah, they're both running low on clock here. So passes over there. Pete brings on Salvo, just as mentioned. You got 4 to Salvo, 4 to Mule, 4 to Fisher, and 1 to Diggy.
All right, let's see if Thresher can stop him. So Thresher is going to end up doing 2 damage to the Mule, who buys a counterattack and hits him with a lockdown. Oh, yeah, he's not getting over there now.
Yep.
It's going to do Momentous 2 damage a couple of times. And he's going to end up. Is he going to end up killing him? I think that was a 7 on the clock. So here comes
Oh,
Salvo.
might be.
That's what we got from Salvo here. Just looking to see if he can get that goal run. See, jogs all the way up
Mm,
there.
no, I think your clock adds that 5 minutes after at the end there. Yeah, he goes up with salvo, snags, gets the ball, of course, continuing on. Chargers defensive stance, sitting chicken. Gets two sixes
Double
for a
dodge.
double dodge
Yep.
momentously. Momentous dodge off a
That's it.
millstone, and then a
Slams it
score.
in. Miners take it right at the end there. Slippery Salvo. It's the final thoughts.
Yeah, I think that clock adds 5 minutes after you get to 1 minute. Because I know Pete had 5 minutes after
Oh,
clocking out,
interesting.
and then
Yeah,
it went back up to
interesting.
5, and then continued to count down. Get a final little
Oh
fist
yeah.
bump from Lon there. Uh,
So this is a good one. I thought that
yeah, I
maybe
mean,
the farmers, had an opportunity, but with Salvo coming back on through that ice, I think it was just, maybe I don't know. That was a little rough to deal with.
you always got to deal with the
Yeah.
scatters and all that stuff.
Overall, I think Brian did a decent job trying to keep the ball as safe as possible. But you know, miners are slippery. They're slippery dudes.
Yep.
Any parting blows here? No.
None that I can really think of that I haven't like
Right.
already contributed.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks guys for listening in, and we'll be back soon with another episode of Momentous Inspiration. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Right, thank you.
All right.